volcanic island off the west coast of Africa. Tenerife is best known for its black sand and rocky landscapes. But lurking in the shadow of the great Mount Teide lies a lush green paradise. A sanctuary for threatened species from around the world and the people that care for them.
Hola! I actually kind of love them.
Fuera, fuera.
Let's go! We are so proud.
Dedicated to the welfare.
It's a bit tense, the things can go wrong.
And conservation.
With our knowledge, we can help save species.
Of all kinds of creatures. Everyone plays a precious part in life at the Animal Embassy.
It's never a boring day here, for sure.
This time on Animal Embassy, there's trouble in the penguin tank.
She's trying to bite everybody.
George is worried about Esmerelda.
If she doesn't have the necessary energy, she might eventually die.
And Loro Parque saves a life.
We believe that she wouldn't live.
As well as being an embassy for some of the world's most endangered species, Loro Parque is also a sanctuary for rescued animals. Today, the vet and aquarium teams are welcoming a new arrival from Italy who has been through a horrifying ordeal.
She was found in very bad clinical condition.
Federica had clearly suffered a major trauma when she was recovered off the coast near Naples and taken to the Anton Dorn Zoological Center.
Probably a boat accident and probably the propeller of the boat.
Veterinary director Andrea Affuso was shocked by her injuries, but it took X-rays to reveal their true extent.
Not only the shell, the root damage to the plastron and the soft tissues, even to the spinal cord.
Federica, the green sea turtle, was paralyzed from the waist down and kept in isolation for 4 years while she was rehabilitated.
The shell was in very bad condition, so we put more weight on the top of the shell to help her balance in the water.
With weights glued to her shell, she slowly learned to stabilize herself in shallow water. But sea turtles need to be able to dive deep in the ocean to feed on shellfish before returning to the surface to breathe. Federica's persisting paralysis robbed her of the buoyancy control required to hunt.
We believe that she wouldn't be able to feed by herself. For this reason, we lost the hope to see Federica back in the wild.
Andrea and his team were forced to consider the option of euthanasia.
She has no pain, and so it was very, very hard for me to accept this option. Loro Parque gave us the second option, what I like very much.
The team at Loro Parque reached out to Andrea and offered her a place in their aquarium.
A very big tank in an environment really very, very close to what Federica would find in the wild.
The vets and keepers felt that after her ordeal at the hands of humans, she deserved the best quality of life they could give her.
We create huge and horrible problems with plastics, with boats, with pollution, with everything. It's horrible what Federica has been through.
And Esther wants to make a difference.
It's our fault that this turtle is here, and now it's our responsibility to be sure that she will be happy.
After going through an initial round of blood tests and examinations, the early signs are positive.
She's eating, she don't have any problem to go to the bottom to rest and sleep.
She's fine and showing plenty of the fighting spirit that's kept her going over the long recovery process.
She's always trying to bite everything.
Head vet George is also happy with her progress, but in the short term, she'll need to be kept in quarantine.
The transition can be complicated for wild animals, so she might take a bit of time to adapt to the new environment.
The team are constantly gathering data on Federica so they can accurately track her health once she's moved into a big tank with other aquatic creatures.
We're gonna have to monitor her very closely to detect any problem as early as possible.
Coming up, Federica gets ready for her big move,
We are training her to find food.
and George is intrigued by an iguana.
She's a bit weak, and we just want to see what is going on.
In the vet clinic, George Suarez is preparing to examine Esmerelda, one of the park's green iguanas.
They have such a gorgeous eye, it's just unbelievable.
Iguanas are absolutely gorgeous. The skin itself is like a camouflage, and the tonalities of the green can change with the environment.
Her beauty aside, George has some concerns about Esmerelda's health.
She's a bit weak, with a very inflated abdomen, and we just want to see what is going on. So it might be eggs.
First, George wants to draw some blood for testing. However, the normally straightforward task is proving complicated.
She's not coming. So we're gonna use a smaller needle.
It's the temperature. So some animals are a bit lower in temperature, and it's difficult to find the vein.
Tô quase não sai nada.
And when all else fails, delegate.
Just gonna let Noah do it.
Some days better to stay at home.
Luckily, Noah is having a good day. With that hurdle overcome, George can focus on the more serious problem.
Our priority at the moment is to see exactly what is the reason why she has an inflated stomach cavity.
If she's pregnant, as he suspects, he can't risk a manual examination of her abdomen.
You have to be careful, because if you manipulate it too hard, you can break an egg inside and you can create peritonitis, and that's obviously fatal.
The best way for George to see what's going on inside Esmerelda is with an X-ray.
Ok, temos que sair agora. Temos que sair.
And the results justify George's caution.
In the X-ray, you can see a lot of eggs. They are probably about 40 or 50 eggs inside, so that's a huge quantity. You see these little lumps? This is very clear.
With Esmerelda on the verge of laying, George and the team need to act quickly.
I would like that this animal goes to the enclosure as quickly as possible.
He's worried that without the light and heat of her natural environment, she may not have the strength to lay all her eggs.
Sometimes with such quantity, if she doesn't have the necessary energy, she might eventually die.
At the aquarium, Federica, the paralyzed green sea turtle, has been recuperating.
Cuidado con la boca.
She's due for some final tests to determine whether she's fit enough for her next move.
La reponemos recta. Everything depends on the blood test of today. Then, if everything is okay, we are excited to move our new baby to be in a huge tank with natural light, with more animals, with more fish, with stingrays, with penguins. She will be very happy.
Federica will also provide an important reminder to visitors of the impact of increased boat activity on the welfare of wildlife.
She can be an ambassador, and that is obviously a very powerful conservation tool. During summertime, when we have fun in the water with motorboats and so on, we can severely traumatize these animals.
Since being struck by a boat 4 years ago, Federica has been recuperating in an isolation tank in Italy. At last, on the brink of being reintroduced to a marine environment, Esther wants to eliminate any risk to her safety.
I was diving just to be sure that she's not able to get stuck in some rock, in some hole. Sometimes you need to see for yourself.
Another important part of preparations is ensuring that Federica gets enough nourishment in a competitive environment.
We are training her to eat in one place with one target to be sure she understands how to find food.
A last check confirms her healthy weight. Now, only the results of today's blood test stand between Federica and the end of 4 years of solitude.
We are nervous right now. We really hope to improve her quality of life.
Coming up, Iñaki goes on an egg hunt.
This is very, very, very nice.
And Federica hesitates.
Okay, come on. Venga. Venga.
A ver. Ya está. Bien.
It's been a week since Esmerelda had her X-ray, and to Jorge's relief, she's looking decidedly skinnier.
And as you can see, it's now very empty. You see, this was completely full, and now is very empty.
While Esmerelda sleeps off the anesthetic, Iñaki is raiding her enclosure for eggs.
Vamos a poner un poquito de arena, ¿no? Sí. We want to be sure that all the eggs hatch properly, no? So we are going to bring the eggs to the clinic.
Although Esmerelda may notice that her eggs have gone, she won't be upset.
Reptile species, they don't have the maternal instinct like the mammals. The females drop the eggs and they leave. Déjalo suave.
Extreme care needs to be taken with the fragile balls of baby iguana.
Because we need to put in the same position that we find in the ground.
As Esmeralda's housemates look on, it's a painstaking process.
La verdad que molaría ver iguanitas, ¿eh? Iguanas can lay 40 to 50 eggs, so we could be here quite a while.
Two and a half weeks after arriving from a turtle rescue center in Italy, Federica, the feisty sea turtle, is on her way to the penguinarium, the last stop in her long and arduous journey.
We will put her in the Humboldt tank with penguins, with fish, with rocks, with natural light. After these terrible 4 years, we really hope that she improves her quality of life. Ponla en el suelo, por favor. Vale.
But Esther is also a bit nervous, about Federica's capacity to cope after so long on her own.
We're sure that in the beginning for her will be like, this is the ocean, that we will see how she feels.
With divers inside the tank just in case, and a growing audience looking on, it's time for Federica to take her first dip in her new home.
Okay. Come on. Venga. Venga. Venga, pequeñita. Venga, respira. Tú vistes que están con piedritas para que... Sí, sí, no. Mírala, hola.
Now that Federica has taken her first breath, Esther can finally breathe herself.
This is the thing that I was waiting to see, and now I am calm, like her.
At last, she can start to appreciate just how big a step she and the team have helped Federica take.
She looks like she's able to swim properly. I'm proud of her. It's better than I thought. She's so brave.
Despite her fears, Federica seems to have taken to her new environment like a turtle to water.
Now is the first time in long time that she's with a lot of fish, with a lot of penguins, with a lot of water. For her is, you know, is the ocean.
Although settling in will be a process.
She needs maybe 2-3 days because everything is new. For the human, when we change something, we are afraid, you can imagine with animal.
After the break, Iñaki counts his iguanas.
Finally, we got 50 eggs.
And Federica takes on her new neighbors.
She is trying to bite everybody.
No te dejo los huevos.
After hours of careful digging, Iñaki and Arturo have managed to collect all of Esmerelda the iguana's eggs. And it's quite the haul.
Finally, we got 50 eggs.
They have taken their precious cargo to the clinic for incubation.
We are going to transfer the eggs from here to these containers with a special mineral. We use a special material to allow us to keep the eggs in the proper levels of humidity and temperature.
But the eggs will need to be sorted first.
We are putting in different trays depending on the quality of the eggs.
They've been divided into 3 grades based on their texture and shape.
We are putting in this tray the top quality and in other trays the medium and low quality eggs.
The aim is to see whether the apparent quality of the eggs affects the hatching rate.
To know in the future if there is any difference between the hard eggs or the soft eggs. It's just to know more about the species, no?
But it's way too soon to count their baby iguanas.
We won't know for 3 months, so we need to be patient.
Back, basking in the warmth of her sunny enclosure, Esmerelda seems in no hurry to hear the patter of tiny feet.
Now she's going to breathe. Tiki, 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 tiki. Breathe. And then down again.
Over at the Humboldt penguin tank, Federica's neighbors don't seem too fazed by the obvious human interest in the new arrival.
Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe and go again.
But the fearless turtle seems determined to make her presence felt.
She is trying to bite everybody. Can you see? She's brave enough. She will try to bite everything. The stones, the divers, everything. Because she have to know what is everything. What is that? Is food, is not food?
And that's where Federica's target practice comes in.
Today we will put this red target on the top and she will understand that the target is the place to eat.
But for a seasoned survivor like Federica, one quick lesson is all it takes.
She is smarter than I thought, huh?
In the long term, Esther and the team hope that Federica may yet be able to return to the sea. Until then, she'll remain a treasured member of the Loro Parque family.
Federica will be the star, you know.
Next time on Animal Embassy, Rafa opens up a can of worms.
It's like lollipops for the animals.
Iñaki tames an anxious anteater.
We got a plan. They love yogurt.
And the dark side of the white cockatoo.
They can kill very quickly.